What up, peeps? It is the halftime show, Texas versus Ohio State, in the college football playoffs. The semifinals, man, in the Cotton Bowl. What a game, man. What a game. This game really kind of reminds me. I was telling, some folks here today when I was kind of tweeting out and texting some friends. This game kind of reminds me, folks, of the Texas versus Georgia game and the SEC championship game. And as great as the Buckeyes have played, it's still a 7 point game. You know what I'm saying? It's still a 7 point game. That was a killer play at the end, man. At that first half, Texas has to do better on the defense side of the ball by letting that play, man. That was a killer. However, it did swing momentum. What Texas defense has to do now is get back into position and be able to stop, the Buckeyes here in the second half, because they get the ball back in the second half to actually start off. It's going to be a pivotal drive here for Texas at the start of the third quarter. We always do. How we feeling, Dustin Jones, man? Hey, I'm actually pretty fine with this. 14-7. This game really reminds me of the Texas versus Georgia game and the SEC championship game where Georgia played horrible. Texas played pretty horrible, like pretty much throughout this first half, and we're down 7 points. And so I'm not mad at it. It should be tied. It should be tied. PK is a great, DC man. So, I'm not gonna put anything on PK on that. It was just our guys just didn't get back, man. It is what it is. 14-7. All is not lost. 7 point games, touchdown game. Texas defense does have to get back and not allow Ohio State to score on that first drive in the second half, and Texas has to score on their first drive, man. So Longhorn in Omaha. Hey, what's going on, man? I will actually be in Omaha Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for my job. But he goes, that blitz is deflating. We had all the momentum. Exactly. Quentin goes, I called it in the chat. I said they were about to score. You jinxing us. We down. Bond's playing, but he's not all the way healthy, right? You know what I'm saying? So not having Golden is going to hurt. But Bond, first off, Bond, don't jump when you try to catch the ball. Even when the ball is right there for you. I tell my son this all the time when he's playing sports is do not jump, right? I always say that, right? Yes, I do. Yeah, here's my son. He's over here, watching the game with me. But I tell him all the time, do not jump, because it affects you, and it's one more thing that you got to think about. So that's what Bond did. Bond jumped trying to catch that ball, and that was a drive killer. Even though we didn't allow the Buckeyes to actually score on that next drive, what it did do is it allowed us to stop the clock, and it allowed us the opportunity to not keep progressing on that drive. And guess what? There's maybe not 29 seconds left on the clock for them to go and get a touchdown here at the end of the half, right? And so that's why you want to, just try to prolong drives as long as possible, just for the simple fact you don't want things to happen like that, right? Longhorn in Omaha says we need a 3-and-out coming out at half, and I don't like no, or I don't, okay, or yeah, 3-and-out. Even limit them to no points or field goal. I am still confident. I'm not all that. I mean, yes, we're down 7 points. I get it. We had to have a defensive stop. I think our defense would be fine. That was a mental slip, mental error. But our defense is playing lights out. I'm not worried about it. You think about Ohio State. They scored in the first drive and they scored on one big play. The rest of it has been nada. Let's just keep it real. Texas defense is kind of wrangling them out. So I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is how the Texas offense is going to adjust here in the second half. You know that we're not a really a good third quarter team. So can this Texas offense do their thing here in the third quarter? That's what I'm worried about. Can we manufacture points here in the third quarter to maintain a close game? Right, but otherwise, man, this has been a good game, a very good game, a very competitive game. So Dustin Jones says, got to really get that run game going. Yeah, so let me look at the stats. I don't think we haven't rushed for many yards. Trey's popped a couple of them, right? But hasn't gotten to the point to where we're gonna like just really run the ball in their throats. Give me a second. Let me type it up. Texas versus Ohio State, and let's see how many yards they got, man. But it's not many. I got it here. Rushing yards, team stats, Texas box score. Texas has 44 yards rushing, 16 attempts, 44 yards rushing. On the flip side, Ohio State has 11 attempts, 36 yards rushing. So Texas has definitely stopped the run, and so as the Buckeyes too as well. They have stopped the run as well. However, one thing I will say, Quinn's not playing a bad game. He's not. For all the Quinn, haters, he's not playing a bad game, folks. There's a couple things that Quinn has done that I think he should have done better, and not step up into a sack. But look, man, I am fine. I am fine. I'm fine with how the game's being played. I think Texas has the opportunity to kind of turn some things around here at the start of the second half, but I'm fine. Ted, he goes, we good, still a lot of time to play. Yeah. Quentin says he's annoyed. He would need a pick six. There's been two opportunities. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, Will Howard's gonna give us a pick. He's going to give us one. We had two opportunities to get interception. Trey Moore had an awesome ball where it went straight through both hands, pause. And then Will almost threw another one. I think he threw it to Tate. Was it to Tate? But he was like triple covered. It's perfectly thrown ball, man. But it was almost intercepted too, man. So he's going to give us one. Yeah, so we got that Michigan game plan. You're saying that Chip Kelly's running the Michigan game plan, right? Yeah, which I'm totally fine with because it keeps us close in the game. Definitely. So Nick Vega says we need to take away. Exactly. So Longhorn and Omaha says keep those wheel routes dialed up every now and then. So one thing that I want to talk about this too, man. Thanks for bringing this up. We're talking about wheel routes, also, some stop and goes too as well. Look, man, refs, please call pass interference and defensive holding. You have stopped two of our drives for the simple fact that you don't want to call pass interference or defensive holding. That would have extended the 3rd and 5 drive where Wingo was going for the ball and he clearly got held. And we had another holding call too as well that wasn't called, like the Moore ball, like the deep ball that was the pass previous. That was a pass interference too as well. There were 3 calls or pass interference that weren't called. Not going to blame it on the refs here. It is what it is. But please call calls, man. Especially when they're egregious like that and the calls are right in front of you. Yes, Tej, we need a big third quarter. And that's something that we haven't had much here at Texas, man, this year. We're not a really good third quarter team. Can Sark change it? I don't know. Our MO is we're not a really good big third quarter team. So there needs to be something that happens that, that actually changes this, man. So I'm not really mad at what's going on. 14-7. We're down 7 points. I like our chances still, folks. I do. I like our chances. Our defense played extremely well, minus that one play, minus the first drive of the game, and minus the last play of the Buckeyes here for offense in the game. Here's Cape. He goes down 7 at half. When everyone said we would get blown out, even when we're playing bad, isn't so horrible. I'm telling you, this reminds me of the Georgia SEC championship game. It's just a play or two away that's going to swing a game. Possibly that play at the end of the half might have swung the game for them. Depends on how we come out here in the second half. Do we come out, guns blazing here on defense, man, and stop them and then go out and score? If we score and get this game tied, it's a 0-0 game, baby. 14-14 is number the 0-0 game. Middle of field needs to be covered. Every pass is at linebacker level at least 75% of the time. Agree, but if you watch this right, the middle is wide open on those last 3 or 4 drives for the simple reason that we got them behind the sticks at 2nd and 20, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 24, and we're willing to give up a big play for 10 or 15 yards to the middle, knowing that they got a punt. Right. So we'll take away the outside, force to the middle because you want to get those guys in open space and be able to tackle those guys. Right. So I'm not mad at the game. PK's calling a great game plan. We just got caught slipping in that last play. We got caught slipping, but the rest of this defense, outstanding. So Gunnar Helms has pretty much got punched in the gut. Yeah, but it wasn't a penalty. It was a clean play. It was not a penalty. It was a clean play. He got, the guy came with shoulder and the shoulder to the chest. And honestly, it wouldn't have been shoulder to the lower chest or stomach if Quinn would have just put the ball on his chest instead of passing the ball 9 yards up in the air, which forced him to have to extend to get the ball. Once he extended, he got popped, right? So it kind of reminds you remember that play against OU, when JT Sanders got the ball And Quinn threw a ball. It was like through JT's hands, but he had to reach out and get it. He got popped. It kind of reminds you of that. Just put the ball in between his numbers, and that's a touch. I mean, not a touchdown. That's a first down. That's a first down. So I don't see that as a penalty. That was a clean play. Clean play by Ohio State, man. But hey, man, awesome game. Texas fans, how we feeling? How we feeling? You know what I'm saying? How we feeling? You know what I mean? I noted that last play was um it was kind of a play that kind of took a little bit of the oxygen out of the room. But you gotta look at the big picture here. Look at the totality of the picture of the game here. We're down 7 points. And we haven't played our best ball yet. And our defense is definitely playing. I mean, minus that one play. Our defense stepped up. To be honest with you, when you look at our best offenses come when we're done with the script, right? So the script's gone. We didn't score in the first 2 or 3 drives, and Sark had to come up with some plays. And I think I'm gonna be honest with you, not having Golden in the game, did that force Sark to call different plays? I don't know. Um, but it just seems like for some reason we're not targeting Golden because he's not in the game, and it kind of gets things open for Quinn a little bit more, and people don't know who we're actually passing to. So maybe that's a plus. I'm just trying to be a guy that has the glass half full, right? But um, I'm not feeling bad about this game. Yes, took a little oxygen out of that room. It is what it is, man. My stepdad, he's from Ohio, so it's my stepsister, and I told them that we're not friends until tomorrow morning. Since they're big Ohio State fans, so it's going to be interesting. Arizona State peeps watching this game thinking they better than the SEC and Big Ten. LOL. No, Arizona State fans, y'all lost. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lost. You know what I'm saying? So hold on real quick. If you guys want to dial into this game, to this channel, I'm gonna send you guys the link, man. So you guys can dial in. If you want to dial in, you can dial in, and we can talk a little bit prior to the game starting. And so there's the link, folks. Oh, it went 4 times. Ain't that something? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, let's just take out one. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm feeling good. Yeah, keep fighting. Why is Hershey announcing this game? I don't know. I'm not even paying attention to who's announcing. Wingo's going to be big the second half and has to keep attacking that corner. Yes, Wingo, man, he might be the most talented receiver here on the field, for Texas. And he might be the second most talented receiver in this game. Even though Jeremiah Smith's a beast. Hey, Jeremiah Smith has not gone off this game. Credit to the defenses. It's like they've put an emphasis on taking any effort of him to get into this game out of the game, which is great. That's where you're seeing their second wide receiver kind of open up a lot. Their tight end actually played well too as well. Yeah, man, Jeremiah Smith. I was telling people about this that yes, I love the wide receiver room for just for the Buckeyes, but I also love our secondary. I think Texas secondary is one of the best in the nation. I think the Buckeyes have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the nation, and so this is going to be iron versus iron. And this has been nothing short of just great balls so far here, man, for the game. So I love what I see, man. I'm not really worried. Yes, does my oxygen go out the room on that screen? Yes, man, it did. But at the end of the day, man, we're down 7. We're playing some pretty bad ball for the first quarter and a half, and it's like we kind of woke up, man. So Tej goes, anyone know what happened with Bond and Golden? Bond's been nursing an ankle injury now for 4 weeks, right? And Golden just turned his ankle in the game. So Bond is not completely healthy, even though he is playing. So his speed that we're used to seeing Bond, there are rumors that Bond might be fast enough to break, Worthy's record there, right? The 4.24. But he's extremely fast, and he is not 100% healthy. Golden, who's probably our most complete guy here on the field now when it comes to wide receivers, he didn't play after the third drive because he turned his ankle too. So our future, that's my dude. Our future, he always joins the show. He goes, "Why blitz, man?" I don't know, man. I don't know. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But look, we got a whole second half to kind of wrangle things up, man. And I'm excited about the second half. Defense has to show up. Hey, defense, you allowed a screen pass to go for a touchdown, 75 yards. Now it's time for you to wake up, stop, make a play, get an interception, fumble recovery. And shout out to Sark for being aggressive, right? We always know Sark is very aggressive as a play caller. But on their 4th and 1, man, things could have went really wrong. What did Sark do? He put in redshirt freshman Arch Manning and does that trick play that I think was the same play that we did against Arizona State too as well. Or just some variation of it, where he hikes it between the legs, goes to Arch, and goes out, like wide to the right, does his thing. Man, that was nasty. But I'm not too bad at the game. I'm not too mad at the game. I think Texas is going to do well in the second half. We just got to come out like doing our thing here, man, in the second half, especially in the third quarter. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. You guys got to let me know when the game starts back up because I don't have the TV on in the basement. My son is playing. What are you playing, buddy? This is Minecraft. He's playing Minecraft, and I know exactly what kind of game it is. So I have the game pulled up on Bleacher Report. I'm just trying to figure out when the game's going to start, and it is what it is. So our future goes. He's not ticked, just a bit annoyed. Will Howard is still Will Howard. Don't see him elevating. Yeah, we're familiar with him for. Yeah, this game's going to come down. I told you, Will Howard's a statue. I mean, he's not really. I mean, he can run, but it's like functional mobility. It's not like electric mobility, like a Jalen Milroe or like the kid Stockton. You know what I'm saying, from Georgia. Like the kid Green out in Arkansas. Who else runs really well in the SEC that we played so far this year? I'm trying to think. Even at Jackson Dart, even though we didn't play Ole Miss, but those guys are guys who run the ball. Howard's not the fastest guy; he's kind of a statue. So this is why I was so intrigued by the matchup. I even told Texas Homer, like Homer's my boy. You guys might see me on Inside Texas tonight after the game, but I got a Bleacher Report episode that I have to do tonight too as well, immediately following the game. So tune in to me on Bleacher Report, and then after you tune on, to the Bleacher Report, I knock it out in about 30 minutes or so, depending on the game, and then you'll probably see me hop on with Inside Texas a little bit too. But I told Homer I like our matchup with Ohio State. I really do. I like our matchup mainly because I like that Howard is not a complete running quarterback like Dylan Gabriel is. So I think we've been able to kind of wrangle them up a little bit. Texas, the defensive line has given them too much time to pass, though. We got to figure out ways to kind of manufacture pressure just a little bit more. We've gotten better in the second half. We've gotten better in that second quarter. But we got to get better, folks, when it comes to getting pressure, especially from the front four. But other than that, man, the games went pretty well. I'm not shocked at how well Texas is playing overall, especially on the defense side of the ball. The only thing that I am shocked at is we're getting some pretty decent protection for Quinn. I was a little shocked that he's still kind of running into some of those sacks, but you take those out, man. Quinn's played a pretty damn good game here, folks. Passed the ball well, ran the ball hard when he went to go get that first down, even though he was a yard short. Nice passes, has some drop passes too as well. But he's putting the ball in the right spots. I'm not worried. Tej goes, I think why they sent blitz is so make Howard fumble and throw it into one of our defenders in that situation. And that's true. I would have played it safe. I would have played it safe, man. I would have played it safe and just go into halftime 7-7, right? You bring an all-out blitz like that, man. You're just asking for a screen. So our future goes, we have more rushing yards than them. I'm kind of shocked when that. Yeah, even with the sacks. Yeah. Mark Cephas, man, come on, brother. Burn Orange says, I think Gibble was a spy. All downs. We got pressure. Collins, he's a man child. Collins a beast. Oh, one more thing. Not only Colin, Quentin, who else look good? Oh, game's back on. See you guys.